It's actually the last Monday of March. How are you feeling today? I like to just do our little check-in. This is our usual check-in to see what are we going to focus on letting go of, like I say, the last Monday of March. Um, but also I like to kind of just feel into where's the moon at, because the moon is actually like a reflection of our deepest self, our true self, our unconscious self oftentimes. And this week, heading into April 1st, which is on Friday, we're going to see a new moon in the sign of Aries. Now, this is really auspicious. The new moon is also known as the dark moon. That's a time for us to really draw our attention inward, finding out what's the rhythm, what is it we want to create? Who do we want to be? Who are we evolving to? Who are we becoming? And is it aligning with your sense of you as a soul, you connected to your higher self? Things of that nature. So now, because it's in the sign of Aries, Aries is fiery sign, but it's about burning off things where you might be playing small, or doing things because you feel like you should, or you are feeling led by somebody else's agenda or somebody else's ideas of who you should be and how you should do things and things of that nature. So this is a really beautiful time. We're now coming into spring months. What kind of things are you willing to let go that don't serve you anymore, that aren't in alignment with what you really want to share, to be, to co-create in a bigger way? I think all of us are being called upon to be like this. You probably heard people talking about fifth dimension or 5D reality or the Aquarian age, or coming from the heart energy, heart slash throat energy. That's kind of and getting into that 5D reality. This new moon, I believe, is a really big pivotal switch for us. So now that we've just felt into that, the new moon in the sign of Aries on Friday, we're going to be, you know, looking and reviewing at that kind of energy throughout this week. So why I wanted to kind of really bring your attention to that is that I've been really enjoying how these letting go cards have been lining up with the vibe, with the energy astrologically, and moon phase things are actually really beautifully aligning up. So today, this is, like I said, this is Monday. Now just start thinking about what kind of intentions and how is your relationship, you with you, as you focus upon letting go of the connection that no longer serves. So I think of what I was just saying about, you know, believing, thinking, doing, speaking because you should, because society says, or social media says, or people around you say. Check in, because sometimes that can be a wee bit sneaky, where we just speak things out, or we go along in a rhythm and in a doing things in a certain way until we stop and say, is this right for me? Does this feel like me tapping into my right rhythm, me accessing my own gifts and doing things the way I feel called to? So see how that goes for you this week. This is really important. But let me read this out of the guidebook to see if this helps you go a little bit deeper into this idea of letting go of connections that no longer serve. The other part too, and maybe that connection that no longer serves is actually connection to a belief or connection to an idea. So one of the things that I find, and I do this in my own personal work, my own evolution, is that when I come into realization that there is something that doesn't serve me anymore, a connection, whatever it is, whether it's a person, a belief, an idea, I always like to show appreciation for that, simply because These connections got made for our highest and best good at some point. But maybe it's now because you've changed or become somebody different, bigger, better, whatever it is. So to me, it's just a nice thing to just have awareness around it and appreciate that it did do something good at that time. Hope that makes sense. And I've said this before, if anything that I bring up on this idea of letting go brings about more questions or you need more information, please put it in the comments below or message me directly. My whole mission in life is to help people not only let go of the things that they need to let go of in order to be more truly who they are, but to do it with as much grace and ease as possible. So let me just read this out to you. It said, connection that no longer serves. Our body is always communicating to us to let us know if a person, place, thing is in alignment for us. How we feel after and during our time with someone is really a really good indicator of whether or not they are serving our highest good. Are you holding on to a connection that does not support who you have become? It is time to have a look at all of your relationships. Who is in your inner circle? And like I said, this is also to do with the thought, the beliefs, the ideas, even the words that you use. That's all part of this inventory. So you have time over this week to kind of be introspective and be mindful and watch the words, the ideas, the people, etc. Right? You know intuitively how you feel loved and supported, as well as knowing those you feel loving and supportive toward. Remember the saying that people come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Let go of the connections that no longer serve the highest good of you, and in brackets, and them. You know, sometimes that can be a part of it too, is that if we hold on to something and it's not serving, there's a ripple effect because it affects everyone, right? Not just you. Okay, so take a nice deep breath. I'm just shuffling the tarot cards because for these sessions I like to pull one tarot card and 3 of the angels, healing with the angels cards, because that just feels like a really nice supportive recipe to help us gain more clarity and insight on these ideas of letting go. So letting go, connection that no longer serves. Let's see what the tarot has to help us with. And this is awesome. This is going to help with the intention setting. So it's the 2 of Wands. I love the 2 of Wands. So the 2 of Wands, the significance of it is about moving forward, knowing that the choices you make are the right ones. So this is an important piece about this heading into this new moon. Then we want to be planting seeds about our way forward, and whether that's visualizing what your outcome is or writing intentions down. Trust yourself that if it pops and you think, oh gosh, wouldn't it be great to do this, wouldn't it be great to manifest whatever, you fill in the blanks, then do it. Put it in motion. And putting things in motion, sometimes we take tiny baby steps and we co-create these types of things with the universe. So getting clear on, if you make a choice or you have, let's say you have, one of the things that I always like to think of is in the Matrix, right? Are you going to take the red pill or the blue pill? Red pill or blue pill? How about if you knew that regardless of what choice you made, it was the right one? And that actually, my answer to that question always has been, I would take purple, because that's red and blue together. That I'm being funny, but that's the point, is that know that you cannot make a wrong choice. So if you have options, pick it. Go grab one. Just grab the one that feels yes in that moment, and trust yourself. Okay, so that's the releasing the connection that no longer serves. And I was just shuffling these Doreen Virtues Healing with the Angels cards, because I want to see what 3. Oh, this is awesome. They always are, aren't they? So the first one is spiritual growth. Isn't that perfect? That's just what I was saying about this pivotal time, this new moon in the sign of Aries, this stripping away of following things that don't resonate with you, or letting go of connections that aren't right for you anymore, but also really aligning with what's your mission in life, what's your unique calling, what's your unique gifts, what are you called upon to share for the whole. It's when we do things like that, we're actually doing it for the all, for the collective, for the all that is. Divine timing. We're all in the right place at the right time. That's something that's really important too. And maybe this is part of that releasing or letting go of connection that no longer serves, is watch your thinking mind. Because we can derail ourselves. We can talk ourselves out of following our intuition or saying yes to something that we know is really right. So allow yourself to acknowledge we all have a thinking mind. Don't listen to it so much. Maybe you need to let that go a little bit. See if you can just let those thinking thoughts go on by. Follow your heart. So take a deep breath, and the last card here is Enchantment. I love that. So that's the outcome. When we strip away agendas or things that aren't serving, we can actually really get in touch with the recognition of the blessing of where you're at. You are in the right place at the right time, doing the right things. If you need to change something, this is the perfect time to start going into that. This whole week can be part of that. Doing an inventory, writing things down. Enjoy the new moon on Friday, new moon in Aries. It's going to be a powerful time. Like I said, I'm here for you. If you need any support or ideas on this idea of letting go, let me know. I am here for you. Love to you. Thank you for watching. I wish you a beautiful week ahead, and I will be checking back in again with you next week. Bye.